Hakeem. We are here again, Shabbat Seder. We're doing the Matthew 5:42. 5:42. Last week was the last session we did 41. And speaking of enduring or continue with a person in instruction until that person, it says, alafim, until he faints. Alafim. This is Zadaka. When those come to us with sha'al, that ask, not manipulate, not con, as Yeshua spoke of before, but sha'al, asking. That means that this person who asks is asking for the purpose of receiving empowerment and receiving those things of Elohim from his messengers that will give them the proper power to fulfill the mitzvot and the righteousness of Yahweh. So it says, and that he asked you for a sign. A sign represents divine truth. But it's in a sign because divine truth in its purest form, we are not able to receive. Why? Because we have a natural perception. Our first perception is a natural perception. So he gives us truth in signs and symbols, metaphors and parables. And as we progress in enlightenment, these parables and metaphors and signs are opened into our spiritual understanding as we evolve into a more spiritual, rational consciousness. It says to go with him, aleph, 1,000. Fesiot, 1,000 walks, fesiot. Lak, go with him until he faints. Go with him until he has exhausted all of his curiosity, all of his questioning, until there is nothing left, until he faints, until he gives out, until he is fulfilled and has acquired a satisfactory answer from the person that he asked. Now we go to 42, Matthew's 5:42. In Matthew's 5:42, it says, ha sho'al. We have the active participle here. So he that asking. Okay, when you have the vav after the first consonant, that means that the word is an active participle. Okay, meaning that the action is continuous. Okay, understand that. The action is continuous. So the asking is continuous. It's a continuous probing for something until it is received. So it says that he or she that is asking, a continuous probing. Now the word ask eliminates the ideal of manipulation, as when Yeshua taught those who come close to you for the purpose of procuring something from you with a deceitful purpose. Okay. It says give him a coat. All right. Cover him with some truth. Check him. But it didn't say to satisfy his deceitful desire. So that's eliminated. So we're talking about a different character of a person, a different character of people in this particular teaching. Not those who draw close to you for the purpose of manipulating, the false friendship. the false camaraderie, the false brotherhood that people assume in order to manipulate. We cross them out, okay? But when it speaks of asking, sho'al, or sha'al, okay, this is in the active participle as said. We're dealing with an attitude of one who is inquiring in order to receive the genuine quality of truth or divine love that you are able to bestow upon that person in order for them to be empowered with the power of fulfillment. Okay? Because that's what this is all about. It's not about religion. It's about having the power to fulfill the righteous mitzvot, the commandments, the precepts of righteousness, until it is an actualization mentally and ontologically, in heart and mind. Okay? So it says, he that is asking from you, give to him. Tan, the short form of natan. The long form is natan. It means to give. This is the short form, is this part. Tan. Okay? So don't be confused when you see that word. It's not a different word, it's just the short form of Natan. Or the name we use, Nathan, but it's Natan. Tan, give to him. This does not mean a reckless giving, as it is used by manipulators when they quote the word, because all they want to do is get something to fulfill their selfish disposition and their selfish need. This is about a person who is genuinely sha'el, asking or probing for the purpose of acquiring for their own empowerment. And I'm not talking about a selfish. You have to discern. You have to discern, because we don't want to be in the league with those that empower the wicked. Okay? So your giving cannot cross over where you are empowering the wicked to do wickedly. Okay? This is what I think it was in the book of Kings, where one of the kings was doing something for a wicked king, and the prophet came and checked him. He said, no, Yah is against you because you are empowering the wicked. Okay? So you have to take this teaching along with the ethics that are laid out. You don't just give because somebody said, give me $100, and they go and do cocaine and crack and all the other things. And so you are reinforcing their wickedness. We want to empower righteousness, righteous living, and not wicked living. Okay? This is what we want to empower. So it says that to those who are asking from that genuine desire for righteousness, genuine desire for truth, genuine desire to experience the transformation of the heart that will bring him into the quality of the divine nature. It says, give to him. Okay? And then we have the second line, va charotza, and he or she that desires le lot, to access mimeka, from you, el not te mana, not you deny them. Now he's talking about people that are genuine. People who want to access the truth, and you can tell because a genuine person has consistency. That's why he used it in the active participle. Okay? Because they are consistently probing for the truth that Yah has placed within you. For the tzedakah Yah has placed within you. For the tzaddik Yah has placed within you. Okay? Unfaithfulness, inconsistency, is a sign of hypocrisy. Understand this so that you can know how to discern, because we know the con game and the mentality that we have acquired by being educated within a capitalistic system that teaches us that greed is okay. That teaches us manipulation is okay. Okay? That teaches us to use the qualities of brotherhood and friendship for the purpose of manipulating to fulfill our selfish desires. We know that this is a fact within our cultural norm. And Yeshua is not telling you to empower that. This is why he used the active participle. He said in relationship to the parashun and the hakokim, he said that do what they say, but don't do what they do, because they say, but they do not do. That is the sign of the hypocrite. That is the sign that something ain't right. Let your yes be yes or your no be no. Anything other than that or added to that one is evil. He's telling you how to identify those that come into your life with evil purpose. The first sign is inconsistency. The second sign is that they will always say yes, but they will always do no. That's a lack of character, a lack of faithfulness. Okay? But for those that are in a consistency of probing, asking, probing consistently, okay, is a sign that you're dealing with a person with a faithful constitution, with a sincere constitution. Okay, and that he wants to walk until he wants to walk with you down this road of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and transformation. He wants to walk with you until he faints, until he has fully acquired that which he has sought and has gained a fulfillment within himself. Okay? So he said that those that desire, that has a desire, see, a desire is first from the heart. Okay? Manipulation is from the mind. Okay? Reactionary manipulation is from the heart. That means people who have no intellectual, rational order within their mind, they just reacting. They're easy to point out. They're the most inconsistent people that you can find, reactionary people. They'll say yes to anything in order to fulfill that selfish desire. But once they fulfill that selfish desire, they will forsake you. This is why Yeshua said, give not what is holy to dogs and cast not your pearls to swine, because once they have fulfilled their appetite of selfish desire, they will turn against you and tear you apart. Okay? So he's teaching, so you have to qualify this, okay, and not become foolish with this teaching. You have to qualify it. That he's talking about ministering to people that are asking from a mode of faithfulness, a mode of consistent inquiry for the purpose of procuring for empowerment in righteousness, empowerment in tzedakah, empowerment in tzaddik, righteousness. Okay? So to such ones, he said to give to them. Don't forsake them. Okay? Once you see that righteous desire within them, let them access, lelut, let them access from you the required needs in order to empower them to live in a faithful relationship with Yahweh. Okay? Sorry for the interruption. To live in a faithful relationship with Yahweh and a faithful instruction of the obedience of the commandments with the proper understanding. Okay? So he says that va karutsa lelut mimeka al te mana. Okay? And he and she that desires to access from you, not you avoid or deny. Don't avoid them. Oh, here come that person bugging me again. If they bugging you, they probably got a sincere desire. Okay? If they're consistent. All right? And so the two characteristics of the hypocrite is that he say but he don't do. Okay? The other one is that he will say yes, but he will do no. And the third characteristic is once they fulfill their selfish desire and use you for what they want, they will what? Turn against you and tear you to pieces. Disempower you. Seek to disempower you. Keep that in mind. So this is a teaching of tzedakah, of giving, of charity. Okay? But you cannot extend the same quality of charity to the wicked that you do to the righteous. The only charity that you can give to the wicked is rebuke and instruction in righteousness. Okay? Don't let them come to you with those sob stories. Obey the truth. Don't get emotional. Okay? Because your emotions, apart from the truth, will lead you into a valley of death and destruction. All right? So let's read this again with understanding. Ha shoal memeka tan lehu. He or she that is asking, consistently probing, to acquire from you, give to him. Okay? Va karutza lelut memeka el te mana. And he or she that desires to access from you, not you avoid or deny. Okay? Understanding that perimeter that you don't want to cross in your tzedakah of spiritual things, because I've been in that situation many of times, and I'm sure many of you who are listening to this have also been into this situation. And you want to give, and sometimes you do give, and next thing you know, it's all a game. Because we're taught to be con artists in this society. That's what capitalism teaches you. How to be good con artists. How to be good manipulators. How to get what you want to satisfy your desire, because we have a culture that is based upon covetous desire. Materialism. Okay? Self-importance. And anytime you have anyone who is seeking self-importance, they are functioning from a selfish ontological condition and order. And that ontological condition and order produces within them thoughts, okay, of manipulation, connery, and destruction. Because they will destroy you if they don't get what they want from you. And they will destroy you if they do get what they want from you, because they want to be better than you. Okay? So you have to be careful on how you minister in your material goods, as well as in your business, as well within your ministry, to those people who come only for selfish purpose, and those people who come to experience a life-changing transformation in their life through the acquisition of truth. This is very important. That's why I'm taking my time on this. Okay? Because the Torah teaches us that if our enemy has a burden, that we should lift. So I'm not saying that we should be paranoid in our tzedakah, because Yah says do tzedakah on our enemy. So if we do tzedakah on our enemy, how much more should we do to our sincere and true brothers and sisters? But we don't partake or do anything to empower their wickedness. This is what we don't want to do. We don't want to empower the wicked lifestyle. We want to rebuke it. Okay? This is the teachings of HaMashiach, the son of Elohim. And for those that do not believe that Yeshua is the Messiah, that's okay. That's on you. Okay? Because we will all stand before the judgment of Yahweh, as we stand in his judgment now. Okay? So we believe that the word of Yeshua is the testimony of the Torah. All right? The testimony or the definitive of what he taught came directly from the Torah and are the teachings or the testimony of the Torah. And we receive them. This is great wisdom. So we want to take this. It says, work with your hands that you might give to those that have need. Okay? Not work with your hands so that you might just give to anyone to do what they want to do and who is in that lifestyle, that insane lifestyle, and wants you to support that insane lifestyle of unrighteousness. Okay? Because unrighteousness produces insanity. Now, it might not be clinical insanity, but believe me, unrighteousness produces insanity. Get around your unrighteous friends and listen to what they talk about. Just how to get something to satisfy a desire without any consideration of the facts of their actions upon other individuals or their community. It's a myopic perception of life. I, me, I. The thought of Elohim does not enter into their mind until they can use the ideal of Elohim, of God, for a purpose of connery. This is why you got so many false prophets in this country. They're teaching the acquisition of material things, but not the acquisition of spiritual things. Because in order to acquisition the spiritual things from Yahweh, you have to live in a life of self-denial. You have to deny those things of self, those selfish yitzaharas of self, and you have to become obedient to the truth. Because by obedience to the truth, we experience a purification of the heart by which we become worthy to become partakers of divine nature. This must be perfectly clear and understood. So Yeshua is teaching us through these lessons. He taught us about those that come near you to manipulate you. And then he taught us about those and how much we should give to those that come to you sincerely. This is the second part of that teaching. He said, they come to you and ask for a sign. Take 1,000 walks with him. That is, walk with him to fulfillment. Work with him until the desire for righteousness is fulfilled or until he faints. So he concludes that teaching by saying that he that is asking, that is, those who are willing to walk that 1,000 miles to fulfillment from you, give to him. And he that desires to access from you, do not deny him. But remember, who's he talking about? He's talking about those that are willing to walk that 1,000 walks. Walk to fulfillment of righteousness, not just to get something from you. Don't be foolish. I used to be that foolish. I thought everybody that had their hand out wanted something good, but most of them, 90% of them, it was just manipulation. It was just using friendship and the ideal of brotherhood for the purpose of procuring to satisfy a selfish desire. We don't want to become victims of this type of unrighteous insanity. We want to become redeemers. Use our wisdom so that when we are giving of our goods, when we are giving of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, when we are giving of our spirit to others, that we want to do it for the purpose of redemption, redeeming that person from the life of unrighteousness, redeeming that person from the life of Ra, evil, into a life of good, faith, and truth, by which he can bring glory to the Father. And if that is not that person's intention, to bring glory to the Father by living in a righteous life to the fulfillment of the holy mitzvot, then you need to give them a coat. Like we say in Chicago, when we wanted somebody, give them a hat. I mean, ask them to leave. Okay? Rebuke them. Send them on their way. There's many victims out there, but send them on their way. Give them a coat so they can go on their way. Because we don't have time with the condition morally that our communities is in, that seemingly no one wants to acknowledge the more denigration and degradation that we have fallen into. Okay. Of course, the churches don't acknowledge it because they've taken part in the greed and in the exploitation. They've joined the system in exploiting the poor and the people. And you have those false prophets that are living in prosperity and wealth while the people are living in moral degradation and poverty. We want to rise above that. We're doing all that we can to organize men and women with sincere hearts who will build resources so that we can go to those who are asking and to empower them above the lifestyle of niggerism, the lifestyle of racism, the lifestyle of materialism, the lifestyle of ghettoism, into a righteous people and nation whereby Elohim can be glorified. This is very important for us to understand. That we are givers, but we ain't fools. Let me say that again. We are givers, but we are not fools. We practice tzedakah with wisdom for the purpose of redemption. This is the message that Yeshua has left us. And in his glory, he empowers us to become sons of Elohim, empowers us with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and discernment so that we can make those right choices. Because not all are going to be saved. Not all desires righteousness. Not all radaf pursue the course of righteousness. Some people just like social religion. But if you have transcended the love of social religion to the love of righteousness, then you have to conform yourself to the culture of the mitzvot, the commandments, and the testimony of the commandments, so that you can be empowered by your Creator to live above the atrocities and the social science of man and the oppressor. Well, we thank you. This is a short study today. We're going to move on. We're going to finish chapter 5 of Matthew. Then we're going to go on to some other things, and we probably come back to 6 and 7. We want to do all those chapters. But we're going to take a break from Matthew after we finish, I think, 46, verse 45. We're almost through with it. It's been a long haul, I know, and I'm glad some of you who have stayed with us is patient. We have many that comes to the classes, and then like today, we only had one. But we continue on going. It's a hard city that we're been ministering in for the last 5 years, and very little fruit, if any. But we keep praying for the inhabitants of this city that one day Yah will raise up apostles, prophets, teachers, evangelists, and pastors after his own heart to lead people into an awakefulness of righteousness and to see that it is the power against the oppression and the constriction of sin that they are captive in. So we bid you Shalom Aleichem on this beautiful Sabbath day, and we hope that you enjoyed the study, and we hope that you will come back. Well, you have any questions? Okay, we have no questions today, so we'll just close out, and we just wish everybody peace on this Sabbath day of remembrance, the hope of glory in our Mashiach, Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.